What is up, YouTube? It's Grinch, and in front of me I have the LEGO Avatar 2 set called Mako Sub. This set contains 553 pieces as well as 4 minifigures, and it retails for $60 US. And we're going to do a quick review of it. We're going to start out by taking a closer look at the minifigures, but before I get to that, I did want to mention definite spoilers for Avatar 2: The Way of the Water coming in this review. So here are all the minifigures that come in this set, and first up here we have Neteyam. Neteyam is Jake Sully's son from the movie, and you can see he actually has regular sized minifigure legs, a regular minifigure torso with the typical minifigure arms, but his head is that kind of new updated Avatar head that is equipped with the ears, so it is that same height. It's not any smaller, and it does just look slightly disproportional to me because of that reason, but really not anything huge. You can see he's got a really nice torso. There's a lot of metallic printing when it comes to these Avatar minifigures, just to give some little extra details on their skin, which you can kind of see perfectly there. Hopefully you can see that in the video, but you can see it's just the little reflective glare of that metallic printing to give it some additional details, which look really, really nice. That's a good leg print too, and you can see that he is equipped with a kind of just a buildable knife here. Turning him around on the back, you can see that print continues around the back, and then he uses that same Jake Sully hairpiece that we saw in other sets in this wave, and that we also saw in the last wave of the Avatar from the first movie. So over here we have Oonan. He is the son of Tonowari, or one of the sons of Tonowari, and he looks really, really good. You can see he's just a different shade of blue to kind of show what they've done in the movie with a different tribe from the water in this world of Avatar. He looks really, really good. As you can see, he has this kind of updated bow. It's okay. It's a little bit big around the midsection there. And in all honesty, it just shoots okay. I'll see if I can shoot this here like this. You just push on this and it shoots it just like that. So I'll have to go find that other piece here, but otherwise it just kind of looks like an awkward shaped bow. I could live with it. I would prefer to live without it, though. There's nothing wrong with the regular Lego bow and arrow, and to be perfectly honest, I don't really care too much for like stud shooters and stuff like that. So it's a cool idea, it's a cool concept, but not one that I hope doesn't kind of take hold for the long run here. You can see here that Oonan has some nice metallic printing on his face as well as on his body there, and then he's got a nice little leg printing too, and then that continues around the back. He does have a different hairpiece here, and that's more of a top knot kind of single dread hairpiece, and I wish that's what they actually gave Jake Sully. I think that would have been a better hairpiece for him. Over here we have Spider. Spider is a character in the show that's actually human that kind of hangs out with Jake Sully. He's actually, and again, I said spoilers, so this is a spoiler, so just go ahead and skip ahead 10 seconds if you don't want to hear this. Spider is actually Quaritch's son in the show, but he is adopted at birth by Jake Sully and the tribe, so he kind of grows up kind of wild and almost like a Tarzan. Nice print here, you can see, I think that's just supposed to be some body paint that's kind of worn down. That looks good. He does have the medium-sized legs here, which is nice to get, and I do like that hairpiece. I think that will be a useful hairpiece in years to come. He does also come with a alternative face. You can see he's got his air breather on, as well as on the back side he's just got the kind of happy Lego face over here, and then on the front he's got his typical, you know, discontent grimace. Again, another spoiler here, we have Colonel Quaritch from the movie, and he kind of is back in an avatar form. His body is put back into an avatar, and his mind is put back into an avatar, and he kind of becomes reincarnated that way. You can see he's got his nice military pieces on, his military printing here. That looks really, really good. Again, it kind of looks like he's wearing a crop top because this tail piece is not recolored. It is that blue, and I wish that they had recolored at least the base of it to match this green color, because otherwise it does kind of look like he's got a crop top on, and I don't really care for that too much. That's definitely my one critique here, but otherwise a really, really cool minifigure. And then he uses that same hair piece that we saw with Tonoware's son earlier, that single kind of top knot of dread there, and that looks pretty proper in my mind. Nice printing on the back here too, just to kind of match his military fatigued vibe. So here's everything that comes in the set. You can see there's a smaller coral build, a nice, fairly large kind of cave build here, and then there's a kind of coral base build here. We're going to take a look at these two corals first, and then we'll take a look at the sub as a whole. So this is the smaller of the coral builds. It looks pretty proper. This is really just to kind of give some additional action for the minifigures in a different kind of posable area. You can see it uses that DC piece right here that actually helps you just have different poses. It's got a vibrant coral piece and then some suggestion for some other corals on the bottom. It also uses some cupcake pieces here turned upside down, as well as a crown piece that is glow in the dark. And then right here is a really nice use of a teal banana, so that's just kind of a cool color of banana to get in general. And then it uses some dark blue pieces at the base just to kind of signify depth. Here is the kind of cave build. First up, it includes this really awesome stingray. This is all printed on to this piece, so this looks really, really cool. If you're a collector of Lego animals, you'll definitely like this one. I think this is just an awesome piece. But the rest of it is just supposed to kind of resemble a cave with some coral. You can see the entrance to the cave is right here, and then if you turn it around, there are some additional spaces back here to hide. It does use one of those big ugly rock pieces, one of the side ones there. And you can actually, the purpose is to hide the two kind of good guys in this cave in the scene while the sub is out hunting for them. There's some nice algae and different coral buildup here on the side. I love just kind of the different creative ways to create Lego coral. They use some of the bigger kind of algae pieces that already exist, but then they use kind of those top spire pieces, some blue glitter pieces there with some more crowns. These are purple carrots with some unicorn horns sticking out of the base, as well as a blue version of that DC kind of prop piece there where you can kind of position them differently. And then again, we got some more blue bananas or teal bananas over here, and then there's some teal and yellow accents throughout the rock as well to just kind of signify some smaller coral growing on the side. And then these two are some more coral pieces that have kind of been continuous throughout this Avatar theme, but we've got the pink and the magenta leaf pieces here too. And then lastly, but certainly not least, there's 3 of the DC stand pieces on here that are in clear, where you can actually position minifigures, or in this case you can also position the stingray on the side of it, and then this old, I believe that's the elephant trunk piece, can actually just be relocated and moved around so that you can get some different poses on here too if you would like. So this is really actually better than I think it needs to be. This is definitely one of the better of the coral pieces or coral builds in this set. I really like what they've done here with this cave overall. So this is the Mako sub from the set. It looks really, really awesome. I'm just gonna take this off. You can use this as a stand, and that looks really good. But below it is another nice coral build. We've got, again, that purple or lavender carrot with the unicorn horn sticking out. We've got a little coral piece put here on the side. I like what they've done there with that versus just kind of standing it up like we see so many times. They just put it on the side and they added some flower pieces to it. This is a aqua cupcake piece that looks good. Just some kind of accent colors that are on here too. Some more teal bananas, a lot of teal bananas in this set, as well as another just piece here, another one of those DC stand pieces where you can just kind of reposition minifigures, and then some of the kind of glittery blue cones here, as well as some algae pieces. So as a coral base, as a coral stand, this works really, really well. And this actually just connects to the base of the Mako sub just like that, so that you can have it displayed and positioned. And of course they've done this with the other sets, but I definitely like it in this case. This Mako sub looks great. These are stickers right there, and then along this side as well. And then back on the engine here, there's anything of those details that you see on here are sticker details. This is very swooshable. It kind of comes with this little stand holder. I think it's actually just meant to be like a rudder or something, but it actually allows you to hold it fairly well too. That it's only 1 brick wide, but this thing does sit on there really, really well. So you can kind of hold this in various positions using this back one as well as the front one. There's some accent kind of, I believe these were oxygen tanks in the show, but there's some kind of additional details on the side here, as well as that sticker piece in the front wing. There's a stud shooter right here to just give some more action in the set, and I'll get to the cockpit at the end. There's another little back winglet here too, and then nothing really opens up on the inside. There is some additional details in here of a little kind of motor. Let me just get this off. That's really on there. There we go. There's just this additional kind of little motor area here, but otherwise this is totally just kind of brick built, and there's really nothing additional on the inside. The turbines on the back look really good. There's 3 of them. I think they look pretty proper. Of course, you can move these up and down, side to side, up and down over here as well, and then they have the little turbines on them that actually spin. The back shaping of this looks pretty good, nice and neat. The whole color scheme works really well. The sand green looks great, of course. I think they probably could have used with just a little bit more sand green on this when I've looked at it compared to pictures of the vehicle in the movie. Identical winglets on the side, and then identical sticker detailing too. So the one thing I just don't like about this set actually is the cockpit. I'm going to show it to you here. As you can see, this is open. This is totally open right here. Take my little pointer and stick it through. That's open. This is open. This is open. And to me, it's a really good set. It's a really good sub. This part just makes it feel incomplete to me. I like the kind of double-decker console up here in the cockpit. That looks good. You can open both of these up. You can open this bottom one up, and then you can have a figure laying down here and then a figure sitting in this top portion. Again, this console is a sticker, and that looks pretty proper. And then these are just 2 handlebars where the figure that's laying down in the front side can actually hold on to so they don't fall out of place. But again, the one thing I don't like is when I close this up, this right here, just this open gap all the way through on both sides too. Of course it's on both sides, but it just feels a little lazy, a little bit incomplete to me. I mean, this is an underwater submarine. You are not supposed to be able to get water through here, and it's just kind of like, okay, come on, Lego. We could have built something on the side here, or really done some different shaping here to make sure that this fit on there tighter. Maybe had to use some different slope pieces or something like that up there in order to accomplish that. But it is really just the one takeaway of this, or negative takeaway of this set for me, is this open kind of incomplete feel and look of this cockpit over here. You can get some additional kind of shaping here. You can have this a little bit lower, but it's really just meant to be held like that, and unfortunately, again, that just looks pretty terrible to me, and definitely takes away from what is a really good set overall. So to sum up this review and go to my Grinch's guide, I really like this set. It's actually really good, and this is for me the start of where this Avatar wave gets really good. The minifigure selection is fine here. Definitely a cool Quaritch minifigure. Great, of course, to always get some more medium legs, but I really like these coral builds, some of the better coral builds in the wave. This Stingray is absolutely awesome, and there's just so much you can do with this set, and the price is $60. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised that they're not trying to charge us $80 for this. I mean, after I built this, I had to look it up. I was like, oh, I bet this is just another overpriced set at $80, and I was surprised because it feels like a $60 set, and it is a $60 set, and that's just great. I mean, there's so much you can do here though. The dual cockpit's really cool. I mean, there's so much playability, so much action going on with the set. The stud shooters are hidden really well, which is really nice. Some of the cons for me though, again, I really, if this cockpit was closed and proper, this would be an easy 5 out of 5, to be honest. It's a really good set, but unfortunately it's not, so I do have to kind of nick it for that. And then this bow is okay. I mean, it's not like the Wookiee crossbow from Star Wars that was so successful and just works so well. The bowcaster, I mean, that piece is kind of just perfect for a Lego stud shooter combination. This definitely is not at that same quality. It just looks a little bit funny. It's kind of, you kind of got to get behind the minifigure to shoot it because you got to push your finger on it. So honestly, I could live without it. Not a huge con, but yeah, I think just a regular bow and arrow there would have been totally fine in my mind. But that's the review for me. Really solid set. I'm gonna have to give this a 4.75 out of 5. Really good, especially at that price of $60. You do just get so much here overall in terms of playability, just different scenes, different depths, and all sorts of stuff. So great set. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and joining in the conversation in the comments section below. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.